Welcome to Forward Ever, Leading in Challenging Times, presented by Worth Wealth Management, a weekly conversation with area leaders about how to persevere during uncertain times. Now here's your host, Gary Shorman.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Forward Ever, Leading in Challenging Times. Our program is brought to you by Worth Wealth Management, enhancing lives and strengthening families. Our guest today is James Bell, who's a spokesman for the Wild West Festival. Our show always deals with challenging times, and you mentioned challenging times. The Wild West Festival certainly knows about all of that. They were founded in '95 and persevered through heat, wind, rain, storms, mud, and they remain one of Kansas's most exciting festivals and concert events of the summer. James, welcome to our program.
Thanks for having me.
You know, in full disclosure, you worked with me on this program for many years, and now here you are. How's it like to be on the other side of this?
It's a little different, but it's a cool opportunity, and yeah, really excited to talk about the festival with you.
Well, you know what? I had a couple of questions. We talked about it before because people don't understand the work that goes into this festival. It's a 4-day event. It's centered around the 4th of July holiday. It brings people from all over the state into Hays, but it's a mostly volunteer effort to get all of this done. As you've looked in on it the last few years since you've been on the board, talk about the effort that goes into making this event happen.
Oh, yeah, it is absolutely incredible. And I mean, everything from setup to tear down, and people that help with the marketing, and the people that book the bands and do all the things. A lot of people I don't think know that it's a year-long effort. We start planning for the festival almost immediately after the last one ends. And yeah, as you mentioned, it is entirely volunteer. We don't have any paid staff members. Some of the student groups do, we donate back to them, but yeah, it really is, for all the work on the committee, it's truly a community effort.
Well, it's great to see, and you see so many people down there enjoying the night, sometimes taking on severe weather, sometimes taking on wind, but then there's those nights that are just, gosh, they're just beautiful for Hays, and you can sit there and hear the music and enjoy the evening. It makes it all worthwhile. What can you tell us about the entertainment this year? Because I know I've been hearing things about this much earlier than I have in the past.
Yeah, we've got a great lineup, and that was one of the things we wanted to do to help really promote some of the amazing acts we've got coming earlier, so people could get excited, and not only for the people that'll come, but for our sponsors as well. Kicking off the festival on the Wednesday night is a really exciting new country band, and they like to bill themselves as the arena rock of country. It's called Lakeview. If you haven't heard them, they're kind of up and coming, not real well known yet, but incredible musicians. I'm sure they're going to put on a good show. Opening up for them is also Brandon Wisham and Connor McCandless, who will be with us on Wednesday and Thursday. He's kind of local from Missouri, another great up and coming country artist. But I tell you, the one I'm most excited about is our Thursday night show, Jackson Dean. We actually had him build, you mentioned the struggles of the festival. We had him build 2 or 3 years ago now, and he got rained out. He didn't get to play a single song on stage. But I just happened to be out on the grounds when he was doing his warm up. And, you know, we working, doing things, but I tell you, I stopped. The music just hit me, and I stood there and listened to him do his whole warm up set. And I'm like, man, this is going to be such an incredible show. And then again, got rained out. I think I was bummed, and a lot of people were. It's just incredible music with him. Before him, we're going to have Steel Scarecrow. They like to bill themselves as a dance hall revival, a little bit older sound, but really amazing as well. And as I mentioned, Connor's also opening up, pre-opener for him. And then on the 3rd, someone we've tried to get for years, and I know we polled the community a while back, and this one kept coming up. Eve 6 is finally getting to join us. You know, they're a staple of that 90s, early 2000s kind of pop music scene. Still rocking it out, still putting out music. They're going to be great. Opening up for them is another one I'm real excited for, called the band Feel. They're like a Zeppelin-esque kind of emulating that 70s California psychedelic rock scene. It's a little bit of a throwback, but with a new twist on it. Going to be great. And then opening up before them is a local band from Dorrance called Saving Jane. They've had some local shows that I've got to catch them here in Hayes just this year. And the energy is just incredible with those guys.
Well, what a fun setup. So it starts July 1st, and you have your lineup that goes through July 3rd with the Eve 6th that last night, and then fireworks on the 4th. Is that how it all works?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll do our regular show, and I'll throw in a little plug for Eagle. They're always so kind to help us support the music in the background on 103.3. But something else that's coming up, and this isn't really a festival event, but I do want to let people know about it. There's going to be, this is kind of a collaboration between the city and the old fort. A lot of the planning is still in the works. We've got a great group from Fort Hays State University, the Leadership 10 or 310 group that's kind of helping us put this together. So I don't have a lot of details yet, but picnic in the park. That's going to be going on at the old fort throughout the day. It's going to be a free hot dog feed. There's going to be vendors out there. There's going to be some music going on there as well. Again, we don't have a lot of details, but I want to make sure everybody knows that that's going on too. And then that'll culminate with that fireworks show. And what a great spot. I know this kind of mirrors an older event they used to do down there back in the day and brought just a tremendous crowd. And it's a great way to celebrate the 4th of July, very family friendly, and kind of give you something to do more than just watch the fireworks show and have that real sense of community, especially for America's 250th anniversary.
Well, it's also cool, and the fact that volunteers put this together. Now, I say volunteers put this together. Lining up some of this music, that takes some work to do because you mentioned Jackson Dean. I mean, he does incredible music, and I'm guessing there's other people that want him too. How far in advance do you have to get him to get signed up on some of those bigger names that you have coming in?
So yeah, it's interesting you bring that up. It's a process I think a lot of people don't really understand. We hear a lot at the committee, we love this band or that band, or sometimes even it's a little bit on the complaint side. Well, why don't you have a bigger name act? First off, it's really expensive. And in the last few years, bands have just and totally worth it, but the prices just continue to climb. And you can understand why when you see their setup. They're bringing dozens of people with them sometimes, all this equipment and all the vehicles to transport it here and then just to get from location to location. But the process really starts kind of, like I said, right after the festival ends. We start looking at bands for the next year. And we'll get a big list from our booking agent and kind of go through them. Who do we like? Who do we think would do well with our crowd? And then also, who's popular, who's still getting airplay, whether it's be Spotify data or YouTube or radio play. We take all that into account and then we kind of select who we think would be good. We then go back to the booking company and say, well, this is who we're liking. How much do you think we should be bidding on them to get them here? Because as you say, they have lots of options, some of these bands. And from there, it's kind of a back and forth. And I tell you, even this year, we had put out some offers for a couple bands that ultimately declined. So sometimes it's not even our choice on who we want. It's who is available, who can make the tour work, where they're at geographically. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense for a band that's playing in, Sacramento, California, to drive out to Hayes and then go back out to California. So you got to take their tours into consideration as well. And really just the general kind of vibe of the event. We always had to outline an old country kind of sound, a new country kind of sound, and then we have that rock night, which has really evolved over the last few years. It used to be a lot more, heavier, kind of that 70s hair metal bands into the 80s. And now we've kind of shifted that demographic up a little bit, trying to explore some of the, the more 90s pop sound as well. And it's been really good, but it's been also an exploration. And trying to find that perfect sweet spot, is really hard. And it's a collaboration and a process that we go through, start in September all the way through, until we get them booked, sometimes a little bit earlier, sometimes a little bit later. We just started releasing these band names, really in the last few weeks.
Yeah. And so it's fun to see that. And I don't know about you, James, but what I find is that you may not know a name very well, and then you get there and you hear their music Maybe you know a song or two, but their music is just fun. And when you're sitting out there and they have fun music that connects with the audience, they connect with the audience, that just makes the night. And some of these up and coming groups are really good at that connection with the audience and playing songs, both old and new, and tying those things together. If you find the right group, they don't necessarily have to be that $100,000 band to get in here because we're out here looking to have fun when we're sitting in the chairs out there going, wow, that's a fun band. I'm going to get up and dance or something. Not that anybody wants to see me dance, by the way, but it feels like that just from the sound of the band.
Yeah, last year was a great example of that. We had the Castellos, and not really well known yet. They're a very still up and coming band. But yeah, a lot of people that came, we had a lighter crowd that night, but a lot of people that were there kept telling us it was the best band of the festival. Just because they had that energy and that excitement about them. And sometimes we get lucky. Lainey Wilson, when she played a few years ago, was a tremendous success. We caught her right before she started to blow up, and now she's mainstream. There's no way we could afford her anymore. But such a great show, and we just hit it just right. And we try to do that every year, but sometimes that's just a lot of luck that comes into play.
Yeah, and finding those that take off, you're right. And there's a lot of artists there. I'm going to be in Nashville this weekend, and all you have to do is walk down any of those places, and there's all people out there that sing. Those that bring a good show is a whole different story. And I think the Wild West Festival, the volunteers that run that have done a really good job over the years of picking out some really good groups that come in, really good individuals that come in that fit what we're looking for and still be able to afford it. Because if you're not in business, you can blow it all in one year, but then you're not in business the next year. So that's not very good either.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's part of what, we always say, like, we want to make enough money to just keep it going. We're not ever banking any cash. We put it all on the table every single year. And, sometimes that's kind of a scary proposition because you never know. But luckily enough, the community and really most of Kansas and even I don't remember the exact number, but looking at some data from people we pull in, this is truly an event that brings people from across the country. We had, I believe, 32 states represented in the audience last year. And that's a point of pride for us. It's not just a Hayes show. It's something that's bringing that level of artistry to northwestern Kansas. And of course, the economic impact for that is tremendous.
James, here's my teaser going into the break. You can save money if you buy tickets early. Hang on, and we'll be back. We're talking with James Bell, who's the spokesman for the Wild West Festival. We'll talk about how you can save money on tickets when we come back after this from Worth Wealth Management.
Since 1776, the United States of America continues to stand tall. It's been tested before, many times. Through grit and the ability to move forward, we create better tomorrows. We help our clients live their best lives to and through retirement. We make it easier. Thank you, Kansas. Worth Wealth Management, enhancing lives and strengthening families.
Welcome back to Forward Ever, Leading in Challenging Times with our guest, James Bell. He's a spokesman for the Wild West Festival taking place on the 4th of July weekend, July 1st through the 4th with the fireworks on the 4th, and then three great groups and multiple groups coming in on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. James, we mentioned going into the break that if you buy tickets early, you can save money. And that may have perked the attention because if you have family that's coming to town, you're wanting to come to town, you want to participate in some level, now is a good time to check out the lineup and start getting your tickets purchased.
Oh, absolutely. And this year we're really pushing folks. We have an early ticket price, and this is another point of pride for us. If you pre-purchase those tickets, you're getting all 3 nights for $35. I mean, you couldn't, if you went and saw any of these bands individually somewhere, you're going to pay more than that just for the one night of entertainment. And you get in all 3 for the 35. And not only can you buy them online, and I do like to warn people, the official ticket outlet is eTix. you can go to our website and it'll take you right there. Every year and it's becoming increasingly more of a problem. We have people out there that act in bad faith, trying to resell tickets for double the price. And they can certainly get that because people are still thrilled by the value. But wildwestfest.com, that's your main outlet if you're buying online. Now, coming May 2nd, of course, we've got great community partners that always help us out with purchasing tickets as well. That's going to be the Dillon's locations, the Serves locations here in Hays, and at the Hays Welcome Center too, right there at 27th and Vine. Again, that's starting May 2nd, where you want to buy those in person. And we've also added on a couple new things this year for ticket purchases. One of the things that people have asked us year after year, if they've come into town, maybe they didn't know about the festival, they come in. We always used to do a single night ticket, and that was always a higher price. This year we're running that for $45, which will still be available, but you can also buy a 3-night ticket at the gate for $60. So your value is still there if you get the pre-event tickets, and I suggest everybody lock them in, because even if you're going to do the one night of the 3 shows, that's your cheaper option. But we will have that available for people this year as well. And then we're also adding on this year a youth ticket. One of the other things we've seen for those folks that maybe didn't know about the festival coming in, they had the 6 to 10-year-olds with them. And that's a heavy price. If you're paying $45 for, if you've got a 7, 8-year-old with you, they might only want to be there for an hour or two. So we decided to add in a $15 youth ticket, which again will only be available at the gate. And that's the single night ticket. So if you're wanting to come to all 3 nights with those kiddos, you still want to get that $35 pre-event price, but it will be available there if you need it as well.
And you go to your Facebook page to find out more about this?
Yes, absolutely. I encourage everybody to follow Facebook. We launched all our artist announcements this year on Facebook. We did them one at a time, and we got a ton of great interest, especially with the Jackson Dean and Eve 6. Tremendous feedback as well. And not only do you get those kind of announcements from us sooner if you're following us on Facebook, if there's ever any hiccups at the event, if rain's coming in, or lightning's always a concern with that big stage out there. If there's weather, they have to vacate the stage. That's where our official announcements will come first. And we always, of course, try to alert local news as well and get those radio announcements. I know the folks over at Eagle have always been really good about helping us spread the word, but we're going to get it to it first on Facebook, just as a point of that's where we're at. We have access to quickly. So I encourage anybody that's interested in the festival to follow us there. It's simple and easy, and we post something up at least a couple of times a week, almost all year long.
And wildwestfestival.com, click on tickets, and that'll get you to where you can buy your tickets. Buy them early and save money. I mean, you add that up for a family, you're going to save money if you buy early. Get that done. And even if you go a night or two and you pick out the nice nights where the weather's nice and you do that, what a value to go downtown in a beautiful area and enjoy an evening of music and in a festival-like atmosphere, because there's more going on than just music in this whole thing. There's great food. There's other types of entertainment down there. And it's just a party waiting to happen on 4th of July.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, some of the food vendors are amazing. We've had vendors that come back year after year, and a lot of local favorites. People that come in, some Hays as well. And it's always great. And then, of course, we have our auxiliary events that kind of center around the festival as well. I mentioned the picnic at the park, which is going to be new this year, but we always have the parade on Saturday morning, or on the 4th morning as well. That's going to be planned for this year too. There's always a 5K. There's a 3-on-3 soccer tournament kind of attached to the festival as well. And we don't run those events. Those are just great community events that we like to help promote. So I encourage everybody to go to the website and check those out as well. And as we get closer to the festival, I'm sure we'll be helping promote some of those events and sharing a lot of the details. But again, that'll also be on our Facebook page as we're getting the things lined up. And we encourage anybody, if they want to help be a part of this, absolutely contact us. This is, again, it's not just a concert. It's a whole community weekend, and we try to promote all the fun and amazing activities and restaurants and hotels here in town.
And so you are looking for volunteers.
Oh, we're always looking for volunteers. One of the things that's changed in the last few years, they used to really have a focus on the committee of being involved for the whole event, which was a great thing. And we had so many volunteers and long before I was involved that really made this thing go. But in the last few years, we've embraced having people come in. If you've got a day on, especially on the weekends on setup and teardown, if you've got just a few hours to even come in, everything is helpful. And we have a crew that's been kind of coming in a little bit more frequently in the last couple of years, especially with setup. And they'll just be able to work that weekend for us, but it's tremendous help. And you can go to the website as well for that and sign up. And again, if you've even just got a few hours, one day, we encourage it. It's never a situation where we're going to turn down help.
I have to ask before we leave, is there a carnival?
We're hoping so, not locked in yet, but we do believe that we're going to have one, and I think it's going to be the same group that came in last year. That was a first year for them, so it was a little bit new experience. They learned some things, and we learned some things, but sounds like yes. But again, no guarantees on any of that kind of stuff until we get closer.
Okay, I know that sort of creates another environment. There's just a group of people that like the carnival rides and they like to be a part of it, but that gets harder and harder. Those carnivals are getting harder to get as well because of some of the things that go around with the machinery and all that stuff and the people to work them. And so I know you guys are all working hard, guys and gals, that are part of the volunteer effort. So James, thanks for joining us. Thanks for all the work you do to make this a really fantastic event for the community of Hays and frankly, the whole region.
Thanks for having me. It's great to talk about the festival and hopefully see everybody out there.
Yeah, everybody out there. So get online, buy your tickets, wildwestfestival.com. Look for tickets. You can follow them along on Facebook under Wild West Festival. Know what you need to know and get those tickets bought early, and you'll have a lot of fun over the 4th of July weekend. Thanks for listening to our program, Forward Ever, Leading in Challenging Times, brought to you by Worth Wealth Management, where they're enhancing lives and strengthening families. Thanks for listening. I'm Gary Shorman.
Thanks for joining us for Forward Ever, Leading in Challenging Times, presented by Worth Wealth Management. Join us right here next week for another episode with host Gary Shorman. Until then, remember to move forward ever, backward never.